we've been waiting for an African-American head coach to be hired in the NFL. And finally, of all teams, the Houston Texans.
But wait a minute. I thought the guy who got hired at the Dolphins is multiracial. No?
Oh, okay. What races?
But nobody knows. Did they say
anybody know the races?
His grandfather's black, grandmother's black? Is that what it is, Rob G?
The one drop rule.
His dad is black.
His dad is black.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So
but he doesn't consider himself black.
He doesn't?
He considers himself multiracial.
Yes.
Which is very strange to me.
Yeah,
but he doesn't look black.
Oh,
Chris.
At all?
Have you seen the picture, Rob G? No, like
maybe his dad's light skin and his black, but light skin.
But if you would have if you would have shown me his picture and asked me if he was mixed, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't even think so. Wow.
So that's why I think he goes by multi.
But he doesn't consider himself black.
No,
wow.
he considers himself multiracial. That's what is the term that he used.
But that's not on the census, is it?
No, there's no such thing.
So does he put black on the census?
That's a good question. I don't know. But anyway.
All right.
But Lovie Smith, right?
We got one that does claim to be black.
I hope so.
Lovie Smith hired with the Texans. I'm going to be honest. Obviously, I'm glad to see an African-American coach hired. I told you, I don't like the fact that people are going to, they did a little charity case.
And can we say
hire.
this? Can we say this? Lovie's probably the first retread black coach in the history of the NFL. Let's just be honest. I mean,
he's certainly a retread. This is his
third job,
right?
and he coached at Illinois. I mean, like he's had 3 NFL head coaching jobs.
And he's a good coach. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't get my juices flowing. Does it? I mean, it's not. I think he's fine. He obviously took a team to the Super Bowl.
And there are plenty of white guys who are probably on par with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm not.
Real talk. I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at him at all. But I'm with you. It didn't move me. There were other guys looking for opportunities.
Been moved by Eric Bieniemy.
Yes.
Byron Leftwich. Even Todd Bowles, it'd be his second go-round.
Right.
But still. And to be honest, and again, Lovey's fine. He led, the Bears to the Super Bowl back in what, 2006?
That was with Rex Grossman, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, he didn't have a great quarterback. But you could have kept David Culley. Culley did a good job.
It doesn't make sense that you would get rid of Culley and then bring in
And Lovie was already there as a DC.
Right. But that says a lot, Chris, to where this whole
where this is going.
Brian Flores controversy and lawsuit and the NFL feeling like, and that's how I feel. I feel like they understand and realize where they are, and they can't. If they would have hired Josh McCown, it would have looked horrible for the league as a whole. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, and he's going to be on the
staff. So look at that.
And I doubt Lovie. Is that Lovie's decision?
No.
Probably not. All right, so it sounds to me like they're grooming him. Let's get him some experience.
Right, so that he could take over.
Yep. And that's, I don't like that at all.
I don't like it either. And Lovie's in a situation, I don't know how old Lovie is now, Chris, but he probably couldn't turn it down, right? In a situation, and it's a job. And he's already on the staff. He was the DC, right?
He's 63, about to be 64 pretty soon.
So he could get this for the next 3 or 4 years, 3 years, and that's retirement age.
Right.
So I'm not mad at him for taking a job, but it smells. It's fishy, and with Josh being on the staff, so this way they can justify saying now he's got experience, so when they hire him, and they know that their team is not good.
Yep.
So that for the next couple of years.
What's Lovie got to do to keep his job?
Right.
Get to the playoffs every season?
And that ain't happening.
He's probably got 2 seasons, they're thinking.
Right.
2 or 3. I don't even think 3.
Because you said he's 63. That would be 65 retirement age.
And here's the thing. Even, let's say Josh McCown's on the staff for 2 years. They don't make the playoffs either of these years under Lovie, which is likely. And then they hire McCown. That's still not a good look.
No.
Because you're going to be like 2 years? Not just black coaches, but other white coaches who have way more experience. And you're giving the job to Josh McCown, who's been, whatever his position will be, I don't know if it's going to be offensive coordinator or not, on a bad team.
Right. And I just wonder, who's making more money, Josh or Lovie?
Man.
I would love to see Josh's contract, Chris. I'm serious.
No, I bet you
right?
I bet you it's much better than a first-year assistant would normally get. That's for sure. So, this is not – I mean, again, I'm happy for Lovie. He is a good coach. He's been the coach of the year. So, like you said, a lot of times, I mean, we talked about Josh McDaniels. Not his third go-round, but Lovie's been far more successful than Josh McDaniels.
Oh, no. Like you just
And
said,
we could go down
he got
the
to
line.
a Super Bowl. He
Yep.
got to a Super Bowl. I mean, you can say whatever
Without
you want.
a great quarterback.
Right. Getting to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman is a pretty darn good accomplishment, and he has that in his back pocket. There aren't too many guys who are being named head coaches, Chris, who have gone to the Super Bowl.
Right.
You can say whatever you want. He didn't win it. Yeah, he didn't win it, but he got there.
Right. I wonder, does he have – I mean, I wouldn't think so with his coaching background. Just probably he hasn't overlapped with Deshaun Watson. But I'm wondering, do they have any type of relationship? Because, see, to me, Rob, that should have been a big part of the consideration with Houston hiring their head coach. White or black, you should have gotten a guy that you think could have a good relationship with Deshaun. I mean, maybe it won't matter, but I just think they needed to sit down.
Right.
Don't hire who he wants,
right.
but sit down and say, look, we do want to keep you.
Let's try to make this
and
right.
And is there what type of coach are you looking for? What, you know?
I wonder if they had a conversation, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He wasn't around for basically the year, so I doubt that they're really – and it looks like they've moved on from him. Like he won't be a part of whatever they're doing. He'll get another chance in the league, obviously, but somewhere else. So I'm bothered by the whole thing and where it's going, and the NFL probably saying to the Texans, you got to do this for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we need you, okay?
Yep.
You got to do this, bite the bullet, hire somebody who's going to work for us and help our image. I believe that conversation kind of went on, Chris.
Right.
Because Lovie's name was not in the mix at all.
Nope.
And then all of a sudden.
There was talk that they might not even bring him back as a DC.
Right. But normally.
And so now you're going to promote him to head coach?
But normally when you get rid of Cully, right, if he was his DC, then you get rid of the staff.
Right.
And if you got a new coach, he's going to bring in his own people.
Right. And you know the league is in conversations with Houston.
Oh, no doubt.
Because Houston's a mess.
Right.
And you're like, even forget the racial element. The fact that you're looking at a high school coach, I don't care that he played in the league. That doesn't mean you're going to all of a sudden be a great head coach. I just don't think you can do that in the NFL. I think the NBA, baseball, you can coach without experience.
Right.
The NFL, I just don't think so.
Because of all the intricacies.
Yeah, your
and
staffs
the staff,
are bigger.
Right, and what you got to be able to delegate and understand. What are you running?
Absolutely.
What kind of are you a defensive team? Or are you just trying to outscore people? What's your identity? And that has a lot to do with the coach.
Right.
It really does. We've seen coaches take over, Chris, and if they were running a 4-3 or a 3-4, all of a sudden it changes. One of the players who had a big role, all of a sudden he didn't have a role anymore.
Absolutely.
They're not running a 4-3. It's the 3-4, and now you're out.
We saw that with Dallas a year ago when they were a terrible defense. Then they bring in Dan Quinn, go back to playing something more fitting to the players, and they have a very good defense. So
yep.